Real talk. Genetics versus hard work. Which matters more in fitness? In the world of fitness, one of the most debated topics is the role of genetics. Scroll through social media, and you'll see countless physiques, some lean, some massive, some incredibly proportioned, and it's easy to wonder, are they just built different? The reality is that genetics do play a role. They determine several physical traits: muscle fiber composition, bone structure, limb length, metabolism speed, fat distribution, and even how easily someone gains or loses weight. Some individuals are born with favorable leverages for lifting, better insulin sensitivity, or a naturally athletic frame. These are undeniable advantages in the fitness game. However, there's a dangerous line between acknowledging genetics and using them as an excuse. Many people point to genetics as a reason why they can't build muscle or can't lose fat. This mindset becomes a mental trap, a reason not to push harder, stay consistent, or even start at all. But here's the truth. Genetics might influence your potential, but they don't determine your outcome. Look at the most respected athletes, bodybuilders, and fitness influencers. Yes, many of them were blessed with above-average genetics, but that's not why they're at the top. What separates them from everyone else is their work ethic, discipline, and consistency. They didn't miss workouts. They didn't rely on shortcuts. They showed up every day even when they didn't feel like it. Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard, and that statement rings especially true in fitness. A person with average genetics who trains consistently, eats intelligently, recovers properly, and shows up with intention over time will surpass someone with superior genetics who skips workouts, eats poorly, and lacks structure. That's not a motivational quote, it's a statistical outcome. Progress in fitness is built on repetition and effort, not luck. Another point worth considering: genetics don't guarantee success, but they can create a false sense of security. Some individuals who look great early on, thanks to favorable genetics, never learn discipline because they didn't have to earn their physique. Eventually, that edge wears off. Injuries, aging, or lifestyle changes will level the playing field. And when that happens, the person who built their body on grit, not gifts, will always outlast the rest. It's also important to recognize how much can be controlled. Training intensity, volume, sleep, hydration, nutrient timing, form, stress management, all of these impact results just as much, if not more, than genetic makeup. Most people haven't even scratched the surface of their true potential because they're too busy comparing themselves to others. There's also something that rarely gets talked about when comparing genetics and hard work: longevity. Genetics might give someone a head start, but hard work creates habits. And habits are what keep a person going year after year. The ones who show up consistently, whether they feel like it or not, build something far deeper than muscle. They build discipline, and that discipline spills into every part of life: how they eat, how they sleep, how they handle setbacks, and how they treat their goals. That can't be faked, and it certainly can't be inherited. In fact, many of the strongest physiques and minds come from those who weren't naturally gifted. They had to fight harder. They had to be smarter. And in doing so, they gained an edge that genetics couldn't provide: resilience. They learned how to push through plateaus, how to stay motivated without external rewards, and how to fall in love with the process, not just the results. At the end of the day, fitness isn't a competition of who has the best DNA. It's a test of commitment. Your genetics may influence your starting point, but your work ethic defines where you finish. So if you're sitting there thinking you're behind because you weren't born with it, let that go. You don't need perfect genetics to build a strong body. You need patience. You need effort. And most of all, you need to keep showing up, even when it's hard. Especially when it's hard, because results aren't reserved for the gifted. They're earned by the consistent.